Hey, everybody. Welcome to Booksgiving 2024. I think this is not fifth year, fourth year. I don't know. Glad you're here. Booksgiving is a way to say thank you from us to you. Thank you for listening to and sharing our radio shows and sermons and articles and all our content. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Thank you for the phenomenal growth. YouTube and Facebook has just blown up in the last 90 days. Thank you for that. And most of all, thank you for your support of Key Life through your prayers and your giving. So as a small way of saying thank you, we are giving you books. The title kind of gives away the gag. Booksgiving. We are going to give you books for free. No catches, no nothing. It's going to cost us a little bit of money. Don't tell anybody else here that. And to tell you how to get your free books, here is John. Here is John. All right. Technical difficulties. That's okay.
Here we go. I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Hey, there we are, man. Yes.
Man, this thing. I'm sorry, guys. This is kind of, we don't use the software very often. We use it every year for Booksgiving, so it's one of those things that we just don't know.
Listen,
we're doing here.
You guys have no idea how much work goes into this, but just to pull back the curtain a little bit, it's shockingly little. Just we're winging this here. But tell us, John.
All right. So if you want to get a free book, all you have to do is go over to keylife.org/booksgiving and enter your information there, and we'll send it out to you. No questions asked. We'll just send it right to you. You don't have no money, no nothing. Just send it, and we'll get it in the mail, and you'll get one of our random books from this past year that we had from Steve Brown, etc. We have tons of great guests we had. So one of those books from one of those guests. Don't make any requests because it's probably not going to happen. But just give us your where to send the book, and we will do that. So keylife.org/booksgiving.
Thank you, John. And just to kind of take this live broadcast up to the next level, I wanted to bring in a guest co-host, somebody who is funny, smart, sharp, knows technical stuff. And sure enough, Jeremy was gracious enough to join us when that guy was not available. So
wow. Just
I give up my afternoon for this. Listen, can I tell you, It's so nice having you on the show because everybody else I do little intro jokes for, and it's just, it's always like a veiled compliment and everything.
Sure.
And we're so comfortable. I can give you the business every now and then.
It's great. It's
love.
like I'm preparing for my big Comedy Central roast years from now, but you're just like setting the tone.
Yeah. If this was a coffee, it would be a light roast.
Yeah, so. Exactly right.
Well, listen, as you are hearing us, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and the X. So wherever you are, give us a shout. Interact with us. John's going to be monitoring all the feedback and stuff, and just to get us get this thing popped off, let us know where you're watching from. Drop an emoji about how you're feeling about Thanksgiving this year. Are you going anywhere for Thanksgiving? Did you have a favorite guest on Steve Brown, etc. this year? What voice of Key Life speaks to you the most? And I'm going to, Jeremy, tee up a question here that I hope it doesn't get me in trouble. I think it would be a lively conversation.
Can't wait.
If you could eat any endangered or extinct species, what would it be? I'm not promoting deep fried bald eagle. That's against the law. All sorts of laws. But I'm just saying, dinosaurs. I don't know. I hope it intrigues you and create some lively discussion. Jeremy, do you have a short list already at the?
I mean, I might try kangaroo, I think.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
what would that drumstick be like?
Magnificent.
It's a ripper. I've always wanted to try manatee. I mean,
wow.
In a situation where it's not endangered, I don't want to be a bad guy.
Sure.
It would
Sure.
be the veal of the sea. That's how we're going to market
Wow,
it.
that sound, yeah,
Tender,
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
little butter, little it's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
great. All right. If you're demented like we are, let us know which extinct or endangered species. The thing about panda would be you would know where the white meat and the dark meat is
Well,
very easily. It would be a very clear distinction. All right. If you stumbled onto this accidentally, I apologize. This is Booksgiving 2024. We are giving away books from authors who we have featured on Steve Brown, etc. We talk to an author almost every single week. Occasionally, it's a person who is in television or film, or maybe just a pastor. But yeah. Gosh, let's see. In no particular order, we had Kyle Winkler was on. He's a guy who's based here in Central Florida. Great dude, really gets grace. And I was reading his book and getting ready for his episode. I'm like, boy, this doesn't just sound like the grace message. This sounds like Steve. And so we interviewed him. And sure enough, Steve's book, 3 Free Sins, was a very powerful influence on him early on in his formative years that kind of got him out of that kind of Pharisee mindset. Great dude and great new friend of the show. So when you go to keylife.org/booksgiving, you can enter in your information. Perhaps that is a book that we will send to you. Jeremy, you got anybody who you recall from episodes this year?
Oh man, yeah, there were several exciting ones. I remember Leah Payne's episode.
Yes.
God Gave Rock and Roll to You, about the birth and growth of the CCM music industry and all of that. That was a ton of fun to be a part of.
Yeah, she was so cool, and that was when I got to guest host. And when that came up, I kind of locked on. I'm like, ooh, I want to talk to her. She was so great. I mean, great interview, great stories about interviewing all these people. If you go to Steve Brown, etc., SBE Insider, there's a story about how she was chatting with Michael Sweet from Stryper and how he lived up to his name. Just a very gentle and wonderful and gracious guy. I loved hearing that.
Right.
I love hearing
that
that
was
stuff.
cool.
Speaking of books, we have a thing we launched 2 years ago that turned out being pretty popular called BookBox. It's a book subscription service. So you pay a flat amount, and then for the next 12 months, you get a brand new book in the mail every month. Totally separate from what we're doing here, just to kind of create distinction. So this year, we're introducing a second flavor of that. The original is still available, and that features books from Voices of Key Life and Steve. The second one also some books from Steve and like Justin Holcomb and a lot of other folks that are more of a theological bent. So if you are looking for a different kind of like Christmas gift or birthday gift, but particularly for Christmas, this could be one of those that you just, boom, mark it off your list. It's an incredible gift. You could go to keylife.org/bookbox for all of those details. And again, we're hanging out. If you have any comments, anything you want to talk to us about Thanksgiving, favorite dishes, just give us a shout on socials, and John will pop in every now and then to report back on who is out there. Oh, I can see him right here. Let's see. Cookie Groover says, "Hey, Key Life, thank you for your ministry." You are welcome. I'll pass that along to Steve. Is Steve there? No, Steve. This Booksgiving operates on the principle of plausible deniability. So
That's exactly
Steve can't know this is happening. So
that's right.
Joseph is saying, "I am staying home in Tennessee." I would pay some American dollars to be in Tennessee right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Just that mild, cold weather, but not like cuckoo.
Yep. It's just it's actually autumn here or there, whereas here it's like the faux autumn, where it's
Faux
like
autumn.
it's 78 degrees. You get to pretend that it's autumn because it's not 100.
Yeah, the only thing falling are my hopes for cool weather. And Rudin said, okay. Okie. All right. It's okay. It's a different answer, but it's also a bad pronunciation of your name, and I apologize. So you guys keep it coming in. And yeah. So while we're here, we have an app, if you didn't know, Key Life app. And basically it takes all the stuff from our website and all our videos, and it just kind of brings it in one central place. So no matter where you are, the gym, on the go, waiting for a stoplight, whatever, you got it right there. So if you go to keylife.org/app, you can download it for free. And yes, it is available for iPhone and for Android. So enjoy that. Check it out. Let us know what you think. And if you dig it, drop us a couple stars, and we would appreciate it. You are listening to Booksgiving 2024. It's our moment of saying thank you for supporting Key Life and supporting what we do, which is, you know what? Let me give you the official thing. Key Life exists to communicate that the deepest message of the ministry of Jesus and the Bible is the radical grace of God to sinners and sufferers. That's me. Because life is hard for everyone, grace is for all of us. So we teach it, yes, but we also demonstrate it. And that's why Key Life's mission is to get you and those you love home with radical freedom, infectious joy, and surprising faithfulness to Christ as your crowning achievement. It's something that we have been doing for next year will be 40 years. 40 years.
Wow.
And we could not have done it without the support from you guys. So thank you for that. And as a way to say thank you, we are giving away as many books as we can. So go to keylife.org/booksgiving, spelled like it sounds, and we will send you a free book. One of the folks we got to interview not too long ago was Elise Fitzpatrick and Jessica Thompson. Elise is the mom. Jessica is the daughter. What do you think about them?
So I got to produce that show with you, sir. And yeah, I thought it was an interesting take because, first of all, I don't know that I've ever seen a co-author mother-daughter thing. That was kind of cool. And to get to interview them in that context, that was neat. But also the fact that they co-wrote a parenting book, you know what I mean? Like that always puts that in a funny perspective of like, yeah, I wrote this book about parenting with my mom. Yeah, here's what I learned not to do. Blah. And then, and also on the other side, I co-wrote this parenting book with my kid who I screwed up. I just know those would be the thoughts going through my mind, right? Like, oh, dang.
Yeah, you really need your daughter to kind of show up, if you're hoping to sell any books.
Yeah, right. To really, really back you up
I'll
on
tell
a
you
lot
about
of stuff.
parenting.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about it. But no, it wasn't like that at all. And in fact, there was one really nice moment where we had asked Elise something, and she deferred to her daughter like right away. She was just like, well, Jessica's had young kids more recently than I have, so what do you think, kid? And I just thought that was a nice little moment to kind of show that dynamic that yeah, they're different people, and yes, they were in that mother-daughter relationship, and so they have that funny dynamic, but they both kind of trusted each other, and that was really neat to see.
Yeah,
I think the book takes a nice refreshing look at parenting, especially with the stuff that kids are dealing with today is so different than everything we had growing up with. Obviously peer pressure is the same. All of those kinds of fundamental spiritual and emotional things are the same, but social media is just on another planet. Smartphones, it puts you in a place that we didn't have to deal with growing up, and then to parent through that, I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate that they had some insightful takes on that. So
yeah,
that was a good show.
That book was a reprint of a book they had written many, many years ago. So it's now in an updated edition. It was called Give Them Grace. So that book, Give Them Grace, may be one that you get in the mail when you go to keylife.org/booksgiving. Again, we're giving away free books as a way of saying thank you for making what we do happen. One way you can also support that, Giving Tuesday is coming up. If you're not familiar, you got Thursday, is Thanksgiving. I trust you know that one. And then Black Friday, classic that's been around for decades. And then what's the new one that involves? Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
It's just a
Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday, which I know I produced a bunch of stuff for like Walmart. Cyber Monday. And then Giving Tuesday, which Steve would say, oh, that's your chance to appease your guilty conscience for spending all this money and
on all these other things over the weekend.
Give to some worthy organizations. So
right.
Listen, if you need to do that, we're here to serve. So if you go to keylife.org/Giving Tuesday, we actually do, in all seriousness, receive upwards of 25% of our annual giving in the month of December. So we're joking about it, but it really does matter. So there are a ton of worthy organizations. So if you are considering Key Life in your Giving Tuesday giving plan, we certainly appreciate it. And as we always say, we promise to make all those dollars go really, really, really far. I've seen it. Nobody here is driving cyber trucks or anything. We squeeze the dollars till they scream. Got other people listening. Bernie says hello from Switzerland. I know Bernie. Hey, buddy. Glad you're here. Glad you're listening. Thank you for your continued support of Key Life. Sue says hi from Sue in Michigan, traveling to California for Thanksgiving. Wow, that is a contrast. Michigan to California. That would be, you get some turkey tacos in California. Is that I could see that happening. Speaking of Michigan and turkey, we just learned on our Thanksgiving episode. Wow, I'm giving this away though. All right, here's a teaser. The Thanksgiving edition of Steve Brown, etc. we recorded yesterday.
Correct.
That's coming out this weekend. Look for that. It was really great. Had some really fun times, and we did a little trivia section. And so one of those pieces of trivia, which is which state produces the most turkeys?
Oh, yeah.
And we had all multiple choice, but Michigan produces somewhere around 40 million turkees.
It was Michigan or Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Oh, it was Minnesota.
It was Minnesota.
Yeah.
Are those two different states? I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
All right.
You're a product of the public school system, aren't you?
I are smart. All right. Thank you, John. We got this is like NFL. We're like, New York is weighing in. Okay. We got set up the officials. Yeah. That's a flag on the play. Matthew is trying to pull facts out of thin air. Not good. Not good.
Oh, 1 second,
yeah,
Matthew. Man. Cookie Groover says, I made a Photoshop of Steve in an Elvis jumpsuit.
I need to see this picture.
How is this not already?
Sue, I'm ready to
send it over to steve@keylife.org. We want to see this thing.
Yes,
yeah.
Please.
Yes. That's glorious. Oh my goodness. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for listening, everybody, to Booksgiving 2024. Here's one. So here's a book from speaking of birds, here's Chad Bird. All the jokes are free. Your God is too glorious. This is actually we mentioned the Thanksgiving episode, which is coming up. This is also one that's coming up the week after that. Chad Bird, this is the second time we've had him on this year, and I don't know, maybe the fifth or sixth time we've had him overall. So good. So good. I used to be a truck driver. Now he's this deep theologian writer guy. He's got a glorious wizard-like beard. And every time he's super smart, but he's able to kind of break everything down on a level that a dum-dum like me can understand. And it's just glorious. Every time I hear him on the show or I see a video of him teaching, it's really profound. It's just like really meaty stuff without it kind of being overwhelming. So look forward to that show on Steve Brown, etc. And when you go to keylife.org/booksgiving, this may be one of the books that that we send you. So get your free book, keylife.org/booksgiving. And yeah, we'll make that happen. It's a limited time offer. So while supplies last, if you're listening now would be a good time to go. Just to put it that way. One
No
of the
strings
polls,
attached.
no, yeah, seriously, like for real. Like we're covering shipping. There's nothing. We're not gonna knock on your door and ask if you heard about Steve or anything like that. So just to put you at ease on that. So one piece of trivia that we didn't get to yesterday on the show.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
Lay this one on you. What is reportedly the favorite side dish, Thanksgiving side dish? Is it mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, stuffing, or Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Well, I can't be sure, but I feel like one of those is a red herring.
Yes, is it? Is it
In fact,
a bright
it's
red herring?
the red one, yeah.
A spicy red herring.
Exactly. Can't be sure. I'm going to say I know which one I
All
would
right.
say, but I also have a guess as to which one is the Family Feud. We surveyed 100 people,
Yes.
and the answer is stuffing.
That is correct.
I thought so.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is stuffing. What is your favorite?
Mashed potato.
Yeah, gravy.
That
No
is-
gravy.
Oh, absolutely gravy.
Yeah.
I am from Idaho. It is the gem state, not the potato state.
the gem state. Any
How-
particular gem or
Emeralds, I
just
think, actually.
gems?
Emeralds, yeah. But yeah, they're famous for potatoes. Let's not pretend we don't all know that. So yeah, I like potatoes, and yeah, so that would definitely be turkeys, mashed potato. That's the way to go.
Nice.
How
nice,
about
nice.
you, sir?
Oh man.
If those are the only choices,
if those from those choices, I'll go stuffing. I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Once it all gets on the plate, it's all just kind of grooving together.
it does.
It's a little food mosh pit, and everybody's having fun. So, yeah. If you have a favorite side dish, let us know on social. We're on all the socials right now. Let us know which is your favorite. I'm hoping somebody's going to say Flamin' Hot Cheetos, but you know. And speaking of the socials, we have people weighing in on where they're from, and we have somebody listening. We talked to Bernie. We've heard from Bernie in Switzerland. We also have friends in India. Wow.
I'm going to take a shot at this. You took one early.
Yeah.
Is it Anirudin Charamud?
You nailed it.
I'm going to, unless it
I have
corrects
no idea,
me.
but I love that we have folks listening from India.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And now I want butter chicken. I'm sure that's like an
man.
American version of. Oh man, actually, Jeremy and I and another friend from Key Life last week went to a soul food restaurant. That was good, my friends.
We did. Yeah, that was
fried
fantastic.
chicken, fried pork chop. You had meatloaf.
I had meatloaf
Did you
and
have
the
the,
pork chop.
Did you have the collard greens?
I had collard greens.
Dope.
Yes, I did.
It was so good.
So good.
Oh, really, it's pregame for Thanksgiving, right?
It is.
It's just like, hey, I can't go into this cold. I gotta get
You're warming up the palate. for
warming up the palate.
experience.
Get the Thanksgiving pants out. Let's prepare a little bit, people.
Right.
You are listening to Key Life's Booksgiving 2024. It's a silly little thing we do to say thank you for supporting Key Life throughout the year with your prayers, with your financial gifts, and by listening and sharing what we do. And to say thank you, we're giving away some books. These are just books from people we've had on the show. Random book we would love to send to you for free. We'll cover the shipping and handling. I don't know how much handling costs. I think it's mostly the shipping, but I guess the guy's
You're handling that right now.
handling it. It's like, well, that's going to be 50 cents. Like, all right, my friend, we'll cover the freight for that. So go to keylife.org/booksgiving. While supplies last, we will hook you up with that. I mentioned the social stuff. There's this crazy thing that has happened in the last, John, you would know this, 60 days, 30 days, last 2 months, I would say, on YouTube. A couple of our YouTube shorts have just blown up, and blown up is relative. to a given channel. But for us, the views just skyrocketed. YouTube Shorts, we might get 1,000, 5,000. A couple of them broke north of 15,000. We have a couple. Again, it's relative for us. It's a big deal. 250,000 views
Wow.
on more than one.
Really?
And it just continues to drive our subscribers, and
yeah.
it's absolutely amazing. And you guys make it happen. And I know it's easy to talk about numbers, and it gets a little cynical, but as they say at our church, every number has a name, every name has a story, and every story matters to God. So it's not just about like stats or anything. It's connecting to people with this message, this life-changing message, that if you belong to God, he's not mad at you anymore. He will not be mad at you anymore. It changes absolutely everything. You want to be better, and that's great. But, in trying to be better and trying harder, kind of leads you down this little wayward path that just leads to like guilt and shame. But when you embrace how much God really loves you, like fully, like he's holding nothing back, it just resets everything. You're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like I have it all right now. Yes. Okay. That might change how I view God. And that's really what Key Life has been about for, again, next year will be 40 years.
Wow.
And amazing. And we talked about this earlier, supporting Key Life, but if you want to go to keylife.org/40 for 40, 40, and then FOR 40. That's a way you can kind of support Key Life, help us going, and help keep this message chugging along. Let's see, who else we got? India representing Switzerland. That's great. Hey, while you're on, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe for us if you wouldn't mind. It's a good follow. We have all of our we put stuff there. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 times a week.
4 times a week. That's a lot. It's a lot for a little organization. It's good stuff. So hope you'll follow us and check us out and share us with your friends. And another way to keep up with what we do is a thing we call Key Life Connection. It's our fancy way of saying it's a weekly email. And we are really, with maybe 2 exceptions a year, it is once a week. And what we do is we bundle up the best articles and videos and sermons and podcasts we have, put in a little package, send it out through the wires, and it arrives in your inbox every Monday morning, 9:30 Eastern. And it brings the best of Key Life right to your inbox. So you can try that out for free at keylife.org/subscribe, and give us a month. If you don't like it, just hit delete. Our feelings won't be hurt. Our feelings won't be hurt.
Maybe yours won't.
Hurts. Take it personally. No, give it a shot. See what you think. Rock and roll. So this is Booksgiving 2024. We are giving away free books to say thank you for supporting Key Life. And
what's the next one there, boss?
Let's see what we got here. We got here we got our buddy John Allinson. So you know that last name. Pete Allinson is one of the voices of Key Life, along with Justin Holcomb, Matt Hurd, and Jerry Perry's. And they, this grace message is not just about one person. It's certainly not about Steve. And so they help echo that in their own way. And one of Pete's sons is John Allinson, who's like a sales monster, just a record breaker in his field. And what he has done has written this terrific book on sales. The subtitle it's called Relentless Sales: The Skills, Mentality, and Faith Needed to Be Great in Sales. So it's a real like how to. It touches on spiritual stuff, but it gets into the nitty gritties of what does it take to make a sale. And as the phrase that I've always heard is, nothing happens till somebody sells something. So maybe you need to sell a service or a product. Maybe you need to sell your idea up the chain to get buy-in on that. This book can teach you how to do that. And it has it's a forward by Pat Williams, the late Pat Williams, did a terrific forward in here. So maybe this is one of the books that you will get when you go to keylife.org/booksgiving. And listen, even if you don't get this one, go find it. It's a terrific book, and John is an amazing guy. So check out his stuff. How you doing in there, man?
I am doing okay.
Yeah.
I could use a piece of pecan pie, but I don't have that. So I'll drink my water
Yeah.
and think about next week.
Yeah. Somebody under our roof took the remaining pecan pie and snuck it away.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes. And I had to exhibit fruit of the spirit to go.
How'd that go
You know
for
what?
you?
Well,
Was that first time?
It was. It was. Thank you. The roast comes back. It felt weird, but I'm like, this is what it is. Oh, self-control.
Right.
Self-control.
Oh, right.
I've heard about it. Okay. It's actually for his mom, and his mom is a sweetheart. So I say blessings to you for doing that.
There you go.
Let's see. Sue. Yeah, we got Sue. Travel safe for joining. So yeah. So one more thing we could do. So we talked about Steve Brown, etc. show that we shoot right here. And you will probably not be surprised that the lunacy that you're enjoying right now kind of filters into that show as well. A lot of the super duper fun stuff happens off air because like we record it live to tape.
That's
We
true.
record it as if live, as Jeremy would say. So we have 2-minute breaks, 3-minute breaks in between.
Yeah.
We don't just like clam up. We just kind of shoot the breeze and talk about what we're going to talk about. And sometimes we just find ourselves rolling into these really fun, entertaining conversations with guests or among ourselves. Sometimes it's deep. Very often it's not deep. It's just kind of silly and fun. But I think God smiles on that. And so what we decided to do maybe a year ago was take the best little select moments of that and create an unlisted playlist on YouTube called SBE Insider, and it has all this fun little tidbits. So if you see a show you like, there's a good chance there's some SBE Insider clips from that show. It's unlisted. How do you get it? Well, in every email we send out for Key Life Connection, there's a little button that you click, and then you see the latest stuff. It's right there. It's free, but it's only for folks who get our email list. So check it out at keylife.org/subscribe. So anything that what's your Thanksgiving plans this year, man?
Well, this year, my lovely wife, Lynn, and I are hosting Thanksgiving for pretty much like her family and sort of extended family. So I have to get the count, but I think the count this year is about 25 or so folks. So that's a lot.
That's a lot of folks.
I think, thankfully, I know I'm in charge of making the corn, but my mother-in-law and father-in-law are going to do the turkeys, and they're going to do 2 20-pound turkeys. So
wow.
So that's a lot.
And prepared. Did you say how they're prepared?
I would have to ask them. I think they bake it in the oven and do some other prayer and fasting over it to make it amazing. But yeah, I got strapped with doing the corn some years ago, and then people just are like, oh, well, that's what Jeremy's thing, so he does that. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine with me.
Corn guy.
It's basically jalapeno corn.
Snap.
So the ingredients are really simple. If you want to write this down, I'm just going to give you a freebie. It's it's some cans of corn,
yes,
a bunch of cream cheese,
yes,
and butter, and a big old can of sliced jalapenos.
Yes, yes.
And I'm telling you, it's simple and magical.
I want to slap that in a taco. I mean,
yeah. Well, it's one of those things that when you do your post-Thanksgiving sandwich on Saturday, and it's literally turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy and cranberry on top, you put that corn in there. It's a little spicy.
Oh man,
yeah, I'm just saying.
I saw a thing where somebody took a cookie tin and they put some kind of like phyllo dough or something or other, kind of made a little nest, and then you just piece in every little bit of
so it's like a little bite of the whole.
Then you wrap the thing up and bake it up, and you're like, oh, that looks, put me down
That is smart.
for that. Oh,
Really
man.
good.
Hey, by the way, if you're on YouTube, we are at youtube.com/Key Life Network. There's a community page, and it's a great spot where we kind of gather up and chat about stuff. One of the questions on there right now is, what are you most thankful for this month? And we include in there the most obvious thing. We are truly thankful for you. So if you think about it, if you want to go over there, weigh in, or if you're on the Facebook or the X, let us know what you're thankful for as well. I have a note here that Jeremy needs to mention that his mother-in-law makes the mashed potatoes, and that's why he loves them. Got some mother-in-law love. Yes.
So my
Thank you,
mother-in-law Joyce is
Joyce.
listening or
Yes.
watching right now. Thank you for that. Yeah, totally outed me. Yes, 100% right. Although, aren't my nephews making the mashed potatoes this year?
Oh,
it's an
snap.
exciting,
Oh,
like
my.
handing over the keys of the.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big moment. They're like 17 and 18, and they're in charge of
Okay.
making a dish.
It's a big deal. Big deal, kids.
I'm saying, yeah,
All
don't
right.
mess it up.
All right. Well, we talked about this on the Thanksgiving show, but Jeremy, what's something that you're thankful for? Totally putting you on the spot.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Gotta earn your keep here, man.
Oh man. Well, I am definitely thankful to get together with family again this year. I'm thankful for my wife and all the hard work that she puts into making these events so awesome. We're doing Thanksgiving, and then we have two different Christmas parties that we're doing at the house. So it's kind of insane. And why do we do this to ourselves? But it's worth it just to see friends and family like that. And yeah, I'm thankful and blessed for a pretty amazing year, getting to do third album for ESPN.
Yeah,
And
wow.
the band that I'm in, Relic, is really growing and taking off, and we're super excited for what the future is going to look like. So that's what my list looks like. How about you?
I will tell you mine, but first, you mentioned Relic. You guys Google up Relic and Fly. You'll find it. That's there. So Relic is just a kick booty cover band. Like it's just a massive party, but they're doing original stuff now, and their song Fly is just it. You'll be singing it the rest of the rest of the
Aw,
day.
Thank you.
No, like
Appreciate
straight
that.
up. Like if I didn't even know you and I heard that song, I'd be like, that is just a jam. It's got like all the hallmarks of like a classic rock song, but without being, oh, they're trying to do it's just a swampy jam. Like I want to sound like a Lenny Kravitz kind of just lean back
I'll
and feel the
take that.
groove. Yeah, dude.
Thank
So
you.
find that and support them and follow them. It's really good stuff. What I am thankful for. So we discussed this question yesterday on Steve Brown, etc., and I almost torpedoed the whole thing. Like, hey, I want to talk about a family member whose homegoing is imminent. You're like, oh,
record scratch.
Thanks. So I will contrast that to say I'm thankful that Taco Bell right now has the Mex Melt again. Yeah. Is it shallow? Sure. Is it silly? Yup. But I was having dinner with the group last night, and they're like, yeah, they brought the Mex Melt back. And my head literally went, that was always my favorite menu item. And they killed it in 2019.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Taco Bell. And at least for the time being, it's back.
Oh, man.
It's back. I literally, right before we went on the air here, dipped out to make
Did
sure
you really?
They say limited time offer. I'm not pushing that. I'm taking them at their word. They brought back the Mex Melt from the 90s. They did not bring back the 90s price.
Right.
They know. They're like, I see you, and you're paying $3 a throw.
Yeah.
So I am thankful for big things. I am thankful for silly little things.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. So yeah, get in on that. And I'm very thankful that you, yes, you with the two eyes, are watching and listening to this program. This is Booksgiving 2024. We're going to wrap things up in just a few minutes. If you're just joining us, it's our fun, goofy way of saying thank you for supporting Key Life by listening to the sermons, watching the videos, reading the articles, sharing it. supporting us financially, which is a fancy way of sending us money because these lights are not free, you know, it costs electricity, and I got to pay Jeremy. He's a big deal. I got to pay him. So
I'm sitting here on an exercise bike, and that's powering the lights.
that's it. That's it. So, and your prayers, as we always say, you know, if you can't give, support us financially, listen, with this economy, totally get it. Totally get it. But for the time being, prayers are still free and untaxed. So, let's make use of that. We would cover your prayers, always needed, always appreciated, and really do appreciate that. And as a tangible way of saying thank you is to give away these books. We got these right here. Finding Christ in the Straw, another book from 1517 Robert Hiller, incredible brand, just smart guy, and but makes it all accessible, like we've said. Kimberly Ann Iverson, at the time we spoke to her, she had, correct me, John, 9 kids, and was about to
Oh,
have.
geez, it was a lot.
It was a lot. She's pregnant with twins, so I mean, Lord only knows.
It was
how
at
many-
least a baseball team. Yep.
Yeah. So, if you want to, hear how you survive that without losing your mind or your religion, here's that. Good Gift of Weakness. Eric Shoemaker. We love Eric Shoemaker. Such a sensitive heart. Adriel Sanchez, a new friend pastor from San Diego. Clothed with Christ. This is a guy who's a pastor who found all these illustrations about grace in clothing and all about fashion and fashion metaphors. Just this middle-aged dude, and found all these really cool insights into grace based on the idea of clothing. And when he lays it out, it's all throughout the Bible. You're like, my goodness, this is not just a standalone thing. Clothed with Christ. Drunk Toward Jesus, talk about some just junky ideas that we kind of collect and keep around. Ragged, Gretchen Ronovic, she's got a ton of kids. She's a farm wife, live in Minnesota or Michigan. We don't know. We're not really clear yet. The evidence is not in that they're 2 different states. So these books could be on their way to you if you go to keylife.org/booksgiving. And I think it's a time we, what do they call it? Call a cap? Is it what they call it for the president? No, call a lid. Call a lid on the day. That's when they say, that's it, wrap it up. So, usually we do this thing until it kind of runs out of steam. And then we press on for like 15 more minutes and just really grind it into the ground. So thank you, John, for putting all of this together. John, you never see him, but you always see his work. And if he was not working on this, you would not see anything we do. So
That's right.
Thank you, John. And Jeremy, you do it all. I am constantly in envy of your skill sets that you have. So thank you for hanging out. And one more time, thank you for watching and listening and supporting Key Life. Wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you again real soon.